This is like a memory for me. Every day I come in here and the world is so crazy, I'm able to go back to a happier time whenever I really enjoyed life and living instead of all the ugliness that's going on in the world today.
Welcome to the museum.
The name of my place is Johnny Angel's Ginchy Stuff and Music Museum. I've been an entertainer for 55 years now. This is my collectible store, which is memories from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, mostly rock and roll related. And my museum is a museum full of people that I've worked with and I've admired over the years and got to meet them and work with them. Concerts that I've been involved with and people that I've sung background for and played drums for. And it's kind of like a shout out to all the Pittsburgh musicians who have recorded and gone on to, some of them don't live here anymore, but musicians and singers and entertainers who came from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This stage here with the hands, these hands were made back in the early 60s, and it was a big thing in apartments to have the hand chairs. But this is where we do a lot of the interviews now whenever different entertainers come in, and we record the history of rock and roll as they come through here, especially Pittsburgh rock and roll. And most of these things that are hanging on the walls are all artwork that I've collected over the years and I framed myself. Like this one here, this is a bunch of doo-wop lead singers from all different groups. This is Eugene Pitt from the Jive 5. This is Randy Silver from the Impalas, and Jimmy Merchant from the original Teenagers. And I framed their records just as a keepsake. And books about rock and roll in the business. And as you look around, there's like collectibles all over the place. This is like a memory for me. Every day I come in here and the world is so crazy, I'm able to go back to a happier time whenever I really enjoyed life and living instead of all the ugliness that's going on in the world today. I sell everything in these 2 rooms, but nothing in the museum is for sale. That's all my memories. This is all collectibles, old shirts and coats, nostalgia. This is an old Beatles jacket. And my daughter loves this one here. This is the New Kids on the Block tour jacket.
These are originals, right?
Yes, yes. And then throughout here, this is a famous guy here. This is Craig from the Bicycle Museum. Again, more collectibles, rock and roll figures. Vinyl records is the way I started, and it's coming back. It's very collectible again. These are all albums. These are 45 RPMs and boxfuls of records. And then when we go in here, that's my museum. This is my 50-year career, 50-plus year career. A lot of the people that I've worked with and a lot of Pittsburgh entertainers, starting with Porky Chedwick, who is a very famous disc jockey. He's the one that turned all of the kids onto what they called race music back in the day. Whenever the radios weren't playing black music, that's the only way you could hear it was through disc jockeys like Porky Chedwick. Jimmy Beaumont and the Skyliners are from here in Pittsburgh. This was a movie they did about Janet, who was the singer in the Skyliners, her life. She committed suicide young in life, and it's a movie about her. I was an investor in the movie, so that's the original dress that the actress wore. Lou Christie, who was from Pittsburgh, he sang the song Lightning Strikes. Freddie Johnson from the original Marcel sang Blue Moon. This is the original Shondells that did Hanky Panky, Mony Mony, Crystal Blue Persuasion. Those songs. This is a guitar that Tommy James used. This is mostly Motown over here, the Funk Brothers who performed on all of the Motown records. The little white discs you see are drum heads that are signed by the artist. This is the original script for the Temptations movie, which was filmed here in Pittsburgh. And then over here, everybody knows who Frankie Valli is in the Four Seasons. The Jersey Boys, which is the Broadway play about Four Seasons. Dion, one of the originators of rock and roll.
That's you.
That's me.
You gotta make picture.
That's me with James Brown. And over here, that's me with Jerry Lee Lewis. Whole lot of shaking going on, one of the Hall of Famers. And then there's more. This is the Vogues out of Pittsburgh, the Jaggers that did the Rapper, again the Marcells. And then when you come back here, this is us performing at the old Three River Stadium for a rock and roll concert. That's me. Just a bunch of collectibles. All rock and roll history. The specific time everything changed for us was whenever we went on the road the first time. But the highlight of my life was the Temptations has always been my favorite group ever. And whenever they asked me, Otis asked me if I could help him find locations for the movie, I told him that my dream was to always become a Temptation, even though I knew that could never happen. So after the movie was finished, they were performing at Star Lake Amphitheater, and I was emceeing the show. And he asked me if I wanted to do a line of My Girl, which is my favorite song of all time. And so he introduced me as Little Red, that they knew me by, and this is Johnny Angel, and I sang My Girl with the Temptations, which was one of my greatest. I am located here in the Manchester area of Pittsburgh, which is the north side. It's about 3 blocks from the casino. It's 1800 Preble Avenue, and it's here on the good old north side. And come down and see me.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back. That was high five that you had to give it back. If you didn't, it's alright. I am used to it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next episode, and it's already filmed and I'm editing it. So let me know what's your favorite location in Pittsburgh so I can go and check it out. Bye.